welcome to my channel, Maze's Life, where I'm terrible at managing money but trying to get better. So with today's video, I wanted to do a comparison video that I oftentimes see these big financial YouTubers do, and that is where I compare where I am at financially compared to other people my age. So if you're interested in that, please stick around, watch the video, please like, please comment, please subscribe. But let's go ahead and get started. So I have a note here, or some notes that I've taken from different YouTubers, different publications like Ally, the bank company, Bankrate. Then I've also done YouTubers like Humphrey Yang, Dave Ramsey, and then I just have where I'm at compared to what they say. And then I also do a little projection based on where ChatGPT says I should be for my age and even for my salary. So first off, I'm going to do some comparisons for salary. So according to Ally, the average monthly salary for someone my age is $4,544 a month. But when I looked at that, I saw that the average monthly expenses were $5,989 a month. So that is about $1,500 of discrepancy. And that is what led me down the rabbit hole of looking for and to other financial YouTubers and other different finance publications. So then I went on to Dave Ramsey's site because I sometimes talk about the baby steps. And Dave Ramsey says that the average salary is $61,900 in America, which would come out to be $5,158 a month. And so it's a little bit higher than what Ally said. Now, where am I at? I make $6,846.26 a month, which is roughly $82,155 a year. I live in California, and I'm an HR analyst, for those of you who are not aware from watching my previous videos. So then I was unsure of, I'm doing well, I'm doing better than these averages, but I also live in California in a high cost of living state. It's kind of in a high cost of living area, but that led me to look at ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT, how much money should a 28-year-old living in, I said Sacramento, California. That's not where I live, but it's the closest big city to me. How much should a 38-year-old in Sacramento, California be making? And they said to live alone, which is what I do, I live alone, to live comfortably, that person would need to make anywhere between $80,000 to $100,000 a year. And this was the first year where I crossed over the $80,000 threshold. Like I said, I'm making a little over $82,000 a year. And this is the first year, if you see my net worth videos, where I have extra money at the end of the month. And that $82,000, by the way, is only considering my primary income, and it's not considering any other money that I make. So that includes my income from my second job and anything else. All right, then I wanted to compare myself for debt. Sorry if I'm moving through this video pretty fast. It is almost 9 o'clock at night. But I wanted to get this video out. My goal was to have a video out every day in December. Well, every day this year since I started posting. So for debt, according to Dave Ramsey, the average debt in America, so this is for all ages, was $66,772. And if you watched my most recent debt confessions video, I have $36,817 of debt. Then they say the average credit card debt was $6,501, and I have $19,909 of credit card debt. So I have almost half of the average debt, but then I have more than triple the average credit card debt. Then for the average car loan debt, in America, it is $36,357. My car, even after all taxes and extended warranties and everything were paid for, was still under $30,000. I bought it in July of 2020. And my car loan debt is currently $5,796.66. I do know that I refinanced at some point since 2020, but that's what it currently is now. All right, and then for student loans, this one surprised me. The average student loans that an American will have is $38,290. And I just know that there's several people with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student debt. I was watching Brittany from Cash and Calling, and she's talking about how her student loan debt was more than her mortgage. But for me, my student loan debt is $9,586.57. So I have quite a bit less than the average. Okay, so that is where I am at with my debt compared to the average American. According to ChatGPT, where I should be at for my age, I should have no high interest debt whatsoever. And I was kind of like, okay, what is considered a high interest rate? And so I asked it again, and it said anywhere between 8 to 15%. If you're looking at 15%, I currently have no debts that have 15% interest collecting on them. But I do have one debt collecting 8% interest that is $1,200. And I have, it's a credit card that's 10% interest. That's about $1,200 or so. And then I have a loan that's almost paid off. Very excited, very happy for that. And that has, I think it's 14.99. So just under that 15% threshold. That's the interest rate, 14.99. And it's about $1,100 as well. Almost $1,200. Okay, so now let's move on over to the retirement section, and where I compare with retirement savings to other individuals in their late 20s. So according to Humphrey Yang, he's a big financial YouTuber, the median net worth for someone that is 28 is $32,503.30. I got this number because he has videos that he updates yearly, actually, where he says in your 20s and in your 30s. And so I took the 30s amount, subtracted it by the 20s, and then times that difference by 8, because I'll be 28. And that is, times it by 9. Because if you count the 20, then I'm 9 away from that. So that's how I came up with that number. That's not an exact number that he gives, but that was me just fooling around, trying to get something more accurate to my age, or close to my age, of what the median numbers are, not average. The average numbers I was far from, so I just looked at median. And so if the median net worth for someone my age, he says, is $32,000, over $32,000. Mine is negative $4,000 at the moment. Yeah. All right. Then he said that the median employer retirement savings, specifically a 401k, which I do not have a 401k, but I have a pension through work. He said that median is $16,255 for someone my age, and I have $30,398. So almost twice. So at least I'm doing better there compared to my peers, but I struggle in other places as well. But that's where I said I'm trying to get better when I said I'm terrible at money. Then I decided to ask ChatGPT again, where should I be with my retirement savings? And ChatGPT says that I should be on track to have 1 year's salary saved in retirement by 30. I currently have, like I just said, $30,398. I am on track to have $42,000 by the time in my 30s, because that's 15 months away. I'll be 30 in 15 months. So 42,000 is a lot less than 82,000. So I'm nowhere near where ChatGPT says I should be at, and ChatGPT got that recommendation from several different financial articles that said that you should have 1 year's salary in your retirement by the time you're 30. Whoops. All right, so then my last category is just regular savings. Where should I be at compared to others my age? Well, according to Bankrate, the median savings for someone in my age range is $5,400. But then it also says that the median savings for someone with my salary should be $7,400. I have $1,515. So for both of those categories, I am struggling. I am not where I am at compared to my peers my age or peers with my salary. But that is okay. I am going to start working on my savings for 2026. If you saw my video from yesterday, I do have a savings financial goal, and that will help me get closer to where Bankrate says I should be, or says that others like me are at. But then I put into ChatGPT how much savings I should have, and it said 3 to 6 months of my emergency expenses for an emergency fund I should have in savings. So the bare minimum, or not the bare minimum, for me to live comfortably, a worst case scenario, I survive off of $4,742 a month. That is basically my take-home pay, because that is what you see on my monthly budgets, subtracting what I contribute to for my pension. So I just went ahead and took that amount. Obviously, if there was an emergency and I were to lose my job, for instance, I wouldn't be contributing to my fund categories. I wouldn't be contributing as much to my debt and making those extra debt payments that I have. And I wouldn't be contributing to things like going out, food out. I wouldn't be purchasing groceries as high or as much as I do now. So that is a larger number than what it should be, but I just figured to keep it easy, $4,742 a month, which for 3 months of savings, that would be $14,226, or for 6 months emergency savings, that would be $28,452. And I only have $1,515. All right, well, that is how I compare based off of the different sources that I named: Bankrate, Ally, Dave Ramsey, ChatGPT, Humphrey Yang. Let me know down below how you think that I did. But other than that, that is it. That's the breakdown. Thank you for watching. If you stay to the end of the video, I'd love to have you join my debt payoff journey, my financial journey. So if you can, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. Also, if you have any advice for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And please subscribe to my channel as well if you want to see me on this journey. But other than that, my next video will be out tomorrow. So please stick around. It'll be less than 24 hours from now because it will not be recorded at 9 p.m. But other than that, thank you. I really appreciate those of you all who stick to the end. But other than that, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.